We made a few more shots, digging our way out of it maybe. I thought second half we played with a greater sense of urgency and we were much tougher than we were in the first half, and the results speak for themselves.
Sherry won't sing to you, but happy birthday.
Well, thank you, James.
You shoot 32% and win a game. This team's very resilient at finding ways to win games.
Yeah, we were in the locker room at halftime, and I said, how does the other team turn it over 16 times and we're only down 2? Well, I mean, we should be up like 15 if they're throwing it out of the gym 16 times. What in the world? So it was just a weird sort of game, I thought. I'll tell you this, though. Texas Tech is really improved. They really know who they are together. Christy's done a great job with that program. They played with great intensity. They were very tough and physical and really battled for the whole night. And you know, we were fortunate enough to make some plays, made some threes, this guy in the second half. But give Tech credit for battling all night.
Did you find that you guys had better success against the zone in the second half?
Oh, I don't know that it was necessarily zone or necessarily the zone or the man. We just were more aggressive. We were more attack-oriented. We slowed down a little bit with a live ball so that we could see the driving lane, see the post guy, see the skip pass. In the first half, we were all wound up, going a million miles an hour. And so I just think it was a reflection of our guys just slowing down a little bit. And then once we saw what to do, attacking the defense. It's a little bit of everybody. Whitney was all sped up in the first half. Carly was sped up. It's kind of contagious sometimes.
Is that because people are trying to speed up to catch up to their teammate who's already going too fast?
Oh, I don't think so. I think everybody's just a little antsy, trying a little bit too hard. We're early on sets. We're early on. We had a great backdoor play, and we were early. We left too soon. And had we taken one more step and been just another second more patient, we would have had a wide-open layup. And it's just a trying too hard kind of thing.
Sherry, Danielle picks up 2 quick fouls early, and you have to play offense-defense with her, you know, for a while, so she doesn't get into foul trouble. You hope she doesn't. How much did that maybe slow down the offense a little bit?
Well, it affected the rhythm of the game, which is in Tech's favor, obviously. And I probably didn't have to do that. I just felt like she could really have some success offensively. And she did a great job of being wise and keeping herself out of trouble the rest of the game, really. So I probably need to trust her a little bit more early on.
Danielle, what's your take on one half to the next?
I think that they outworked us in the first half and were more physical. And then, we got challenged and we fought back in the second half and really took it back at them.
Taking it back at them, I mean, break that down. What did that mean? What did that mean doing on the floor?
I think we battled them more on the boards. We challenged them in transition like we didn't do in the first half. And I think that we just played together and we didn't do that in the first half.
How's your nose?
It's fine. It's good.
Have you ever bled that much on a basketball court?
No, I don't think so.
How about elsewhere?
Probably from heat, but I mean.
Did you seem to get into a rhythm where you're just finding spots on the floor you're wide open on your threes?
Oh, yeah, that was just D-Rob and Whitney getting me good shots. I mean, running in transition and all that, so it just kind of came to me.
Were you surprised after you started making 1 and 2 that you still were open and they were still leaving you wide open like that?
A little bit, but, I mean, everybody on our team is a threat, so, I mean, somebody's going to be open at any point in time.
Danielle, did Carly remind you at all of Amanda Thompson in the second half?
Definitely. I think especially when she grabbed that huge board and put back, we were missing that in the first half. We were missing those momentum plays, and we definitely needed that from her, and she gave it to us.
Sherry, when you're trying to reset in the second half, what had to happen first, then second? I mean, when you're stopping and then starting up again in trying to play the pace that you wanted to, what was important first before the rest of it took place?
Well, we felt like initiating on the defensive end was the most important thing. Our ball pressure wasn't very good in the first half, and we wanted to immediately take the floor and set the tone defensively with our ball pressure and our one-pass-away denials. And we toyed, they weren't really very effective against the zone, but that didn't allow us to do that thing that we had to do to win the game, which was to become more aggressive. So we opted in the second half to come out and get after them defensively and try to let our defense generate some offense. So that's the point at which it began. And then offensively, again, it was just attacking the rim.
Sherry Roslenberger's an interesting post. She usually has more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. But as she continues to play in there, you talk about her athleticism. Sometimes you can turn that into an advantage for you, can't you?
Well, you can, because you can bring that post defender out, and Carly can shoot the three, so you can take that guy away from the basket a little bit. What you have to do, though, defensively, again, you have to have all that ball pressure so that they can't see to feed that post guy until Carly can get in front, because she's just going to get buried by bigger, stronger players, so we have to front in the post. It gives us an advantage. We can't play that way for 40 minutes. You can't do that. We're going to have greater contributions from our true center spot, no doubt.
How tough was it to score over Mallard? I mean, was she a big part of it?
Yeah, Mallard's really good. I don't think she gets enough credit. I really don't. She's athletic. She's a big, strong body. She does a great job with positioning. Both offensively and defensively, I think she really impacts possessions. And I don't think people talk about her much. You know, she's an undersized post, and she really makes their team. Everything that they do, it seems like, revolves around her, whether it's her catching or her defending. I think she's a really good player, really good player.
Except for when Danielle's bleeding, I think you kept your first five out there the whole second half. Did you just like what that group was doing, or?
Well, you know, Vegas got on a roll, and Whitney's rebounding like crazy, and her length allowed us to get to shooters and still help the post. And I want her on the floor as much as I possibly can. And Carly's rebounding like crazy. So there really, there wasn't a premeditation involved. We were scoring, and we got a double-digit lead, and stick with what works.
To what extent is this helping you down the line to shoot 31 or 32% for 3 consecutive games and win all 3?
It's making me really tired.
I mean, but it has forced you to do what you did in the second half tonight, to get to the line constantly, to crash the offensive boards. That has to, I mean, you don't need these headaches, but that has to be good going forward.
Well, I think what it does is it digs depth into what you can do and what you know you can do, and those two things are often very different. If you have to win that way, you may think you can win that way, but you don't know until you do. And so once you have to win in a certain way, then you can go, okay, check, we've done that, and you've got it in your arsenal. And then you win another way, okay, we've done that, and you've got it to build upon. If all you're doing is winning games by making 10 or 12 threes, then you don't know what happens on that night when you can't throw it in the ocean off a boat. And so I guess the irony involved is that we're sort of backing our way into being a complete team. And we got a long way to go. But this team has a really high ceiling.
Danielle, when Sherry talks about defensive pressure, getting to the rim, a lot of that reflects back on you. How much of tonight, coming out of halftime especially, did you take on your shoulders?
A lot of it. I don't think I played, obviously I didn't play that much defense in the first half, but even when I did, I don't think I was, pressuring like I have been in the previous games. And so really to get that spark, just to get some tips on the ball, have people flying around, just creating some energy for us was huge. And I think, it starts with me because I'm ahead of everybody and they see that. So I knew I had to take that role on.
What was the difference, Danielle, in ball security from half to half? Because I think you only had like 3 turnovers in the second half.
We were just better up in the first half, and not really sure of who to throw it to. We were kind of in between and halfway. In the second half, we just zipped it around and made the sure pass